In this video, we're going to do 11.03 is secure pass. All right, so I have it downloaded and opened up in Racket. So let's just go over the problem. So notice the data definitions for pin and text are done. Finish the uncompleted steps X of this data design above for password. So just the examples and templates. So let's review the data definitions for pin and text. So pin has a number field, and that is just a number. Represents the pin number like so. Pin-num gets the number out of this pin structure. And here is a template for it like so. Let's move on to the text one. So define struct text has a str, right? And that is a string. Interpretation, this str represents the text characters of a password. And this includes numbers and etc. All right. So text dash str consumes a text and produces a string. Here's the template for it. Okay. So union password is one of make pin and then the number, right? Or make text string. Interpretation, it represents a set of password storage methods. All right. So try to finish step 3, right? So come up with some data examples for password. All right. Pause video, move over spoilers in 3, 2, and 1. All right. So I'm going to assume that you took a good swing at it. So let's go over it together. It's very simple. So we have to make a few examples here. So, we can do, you define P code, right? Like stands for pin code, make pin 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And then we'll do, one for text, txt, make text, my pass 1, 2, 4, 2, whatever, exclamation point. All right. So that's good enough for examples. You can use those for tests. All right, for the function step. Anyways, let's try to do step 4. Pause the video and try to come up with a template for password. All right, I'm going to go over spoilers in 3, 2, and 1. All right, so I'm assuming that you guys took a good swing at it. So now let's go over the template step for templating the password. So what we're going to do is define, actually let's write the signature. So password dash temp consumes a password. And we don't know what it produces because we're just laying out the pieces. So password temp. Let's call the input variable PSD, right? Passed, kind of short for password. So this is a one of, and then type comment. So we got to match the number of cases with con. So there's 2 there, 2 here, right? So we have to ask, right, who you are. So the given password, PSD, is going to be let's say pin, right? If it's a pin, right? It's stored via the pin method. Then likewise, you want to get the pin out. So we can scroll up and grab that there. And just rename this to PSD like so. Next is the case where it is a text, right? So we're going to say text PSD. And we likewise want to take the text field out, right? Text dash str like so, and rename the input variable like so. Okay, so that is the template step done. Easy peasy, all right? We should not be sweating this too hard. Pretty mindless. So we're just building some good scaffolding. Anywho, we're going to do problem B here, all right? So problem B, designing function is secure pass that consumes a password. It should produce true if the pin or text length is 20 or more long, right? And here is the signature almost done, right? So pause the video and try to do the design process for functions, all right? I'm going to go over spoilers in 3, 2, and 1. All right, so I'm assuming that you guys took a good swing at it. So now let's go over it together. All right, so is secure pass, we can extrapolate that it has to produce a Boolean. So let's finish this type signature here. All right, next is the purpose, right? So we can do produce true if the given pass is 20 or more long. All right. So that is the signature purpose next to the stub. Define is secure pass right? It consumes a password, and we have to produce a Boolean at the end of the day. So that's the dummy value to run against our tests, right? So check expect let's say is secure pass p code, right? Is 1234 is that a secure password? Well, according to the purpose statement and everything else, it's not, because it's not 20 characters long, right? It's 4 characters long. So produce false. All right, let's do some more check expect here. Some more examples. Is secure pass I forgot the question mark. All right, just notice that. We would have caught that. We ran against the stub anyways. All right, so let's do make pin. All right, let's do one that actually is 20 or more long. So make pin, I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so this is a 20, long pin. So this should produce true. All right, let's make one for 21. Just check one more over. Should also produce true. All right. All right, so that's the pins done. Right, let's do the text ones. All right. So for text, we're going to do check expect is secure pass, right? Let's give it this one here, right? Text, right? So is my pass 1242 exclamation point? Is that a secure pass, right? So I'm just going to copy that down so you guys can see it directly, right? Is this a secure pass? Well, according to the problem statement, right? What should we produce? Well, it's not 20 characters long. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 characters long. So it should produce false. All right. So let's do an example where, make text is 20 long. All right. So we know that this was 11, right? So we're going to do 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so this password should produce true. And likewise, so we come up with one that is 21 long. Just going to add like a 1 here. It's an A here, actually. Then, yeah, it is also. It should also produce true. So we got a good set of examples here. Let's just run. And got a lot of mismatches, but that's fine. All right, we just want to catch that typo I missed here. I forgot the question mark. Comment out the stub. All right, so let's just check ourselves done for all these steps here. So signature purpose stub done. Right, examples are also done. Template from data, we're going to do that soon. So just check myself done for that. Okay, so is there a template for password that we can use to leap off? Yes, we do. Use this as a scaffold. Okay, so now try to code the body that fulfills this purpose. I forgot to rename it to is secure pass. Pause the video. Hopefully this should be all the mental scaffolding needed to solve the problem. Move this down here so you can see all the examples. Okay, I'll go with spoilers in 3, 2, and 1. All right. All right, so I'm assuming that you guys took a good swing at it. So now let's go over it together. All right. So looking at our examples and everything, right, is this pin 20 characters long? Well, what we would need to do, right, is to convert this number into a string, because string has a string length function that we can use, right? So pin-num with the PSD, that'll give us this number. We can convert these numbers to strings. So number to string, all right. Call string length on that, so that'll tell us how long these are. So string length. All right, so now it's a string, right? Wait, well, this was a string. Now it's a number. Well, if it's 20 or more long, right? If the password is 20 or more long, so we're gonna wrap this around a function that makes it compare, right? Is this 20 or more long? Right, like so. All right, so that's the pin case done. Let's move on to the text case, all right? So pretty much almost the same process, right? Since text-str, right? If you remember earlier, right? So here's the text structure. It's already a string. So this will get that string out, and all we got to do is call string length dash length, and then compare this. Is this 20 or more longer? Like so. All right, so we run this. It should pass all those tests, and so they do. So we can check ourselves off for the code body, like so. Now test review and factor. This is pretty as simplified as it gets, right? If you had something like this where it was all in one line, right? It's kind of hard to see. Make sure you have all the spacing and indentation correctly, such that you can easily differentiate between question, answer, recond, and etc. Every, formatting role, etc. All right. So now let's just submit this to Handin and make sure that you pass and get a good score on all the grader tests. See if you're missing any extra cases here. Okay. And that is about it for this one, and I will catch you in the next one.